brighter future. So I just want to thank the entire team, the governor and his team, for helping to make this vision a reality for us all.
Good afternoon. The Equity Task Force is still running strong, and with 13 mass vac sites across the state, certainly we have reached a milestone, and this is a tool in our toolkit. And I wanted just to point out to you the accessibility of this location and also the way this is set up here. From an equity standpoint, this is what we want to do. Cultural competence, when you walk in the door, it's the language is there for the different communities to see, to having different spaces depending on what your concern is to talk to someone. So Centennial has done it right here. I want to thank them for all those considerations and really being a partner, thinking this through and being intentional. So we're meeting people where they are. We will continue to drive through the Equity Task Force, being out in the community, partnering and ensuring that mass vax is a tool, but also getting into those communities. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I would like to give a big, warm welcome, District 4. Hello to our special guests here today, Senator Schrader, Brigadier General Brickhead, and of course, Governor Hogan. What a pleasure it is to be at this vaccination site. Brigadier General Brickhead just talked about how this is part of the equity campaign, and this particular site is very equity focused. We are within walking distance of thousands of Colombians who can just come right over here, walk in the front door, and get their vaccination. And many of these Colombians are working Colombians who are on the front lines. So we are very grateful that we were able to set up this site right here within walking distance of so many people who still need to get vaccinated. I also want to thank the mall. This is the perfect place to get your vaccine. Think about it, people. You can come and get your good health back when you get your vaccine, buy your Mother's Day gift, and have a great meal. Where else can you do this in the entire state of Maryland except the mall in Columbia? And that is it. This is the only place. So we ask you, please come. Make sure that you take advantage of everything. It's free parking, free access. What more could you want? It's easy. It's a wonderful little trip over here to the Columbia Mall. We would love to see you here. And then I have one more thing I would like to say. And I want to make sure I say it right because I don't want anybody to be upset. But to paraphrase Governor Hogan, if enough of us get a vaccine, then we should be able to take our damn masks off.
I agree with that. I'm going to take my damn mask off. So. Thank you, Councilwoman. And you know, she made an excellent point when she said, come to the mall, you know, do your Mother's Day shopping and go get a meal. When we were coming in, we actually had two women who were walking out. They had just gotten their vaccine. And the women said to me, do you know how to get to the Cheesecake Factory? So I wanted to follow them, but I think it's a good idea. Come down maybe tonight and have dinner if you missed lunch and get your vaccine. With that, we'd be happy to take a few questions.
Governor, who are you finding to be the hardest groups of people to reach, and what do you expect to wind down mass vaccination sites like this?
Well, our goal has been all along, I've said since we first opened our first mass vac site, my goal was to put ourselves out of business, that we want to get as many of them done as we can in a short period of time and then start to wind them down. We are already starting to wind some of them down with respect to the number of hours or the number of days, and we've opened them all to no appointment necessary. And so we're going to continue. As long as we can still get a steady stream of folks coming through, we want to keep them open. But we're reaching them in many different ways. Now that we've got the 3,000 points of distribution, all the work with the mobile vac sites, with the Equity Task Force, and with now being at every pharmacy and physician's office, it's very easy to get one. And so the need for the big ones is not going to be around forever, but we're going to keep them open as long as we still have some customers. And we're going to try to get people in.
Governor Hogan, and this is a question for County Executive Ball as well. With the new
As a matter of fact, what a great question, Kate, because we had a meeting with our whole entire team earlier this morning, and we were talking about that very subject. We're developing detailed plans for how to reach our 12 to 15 year olds, and how do we, it's not just that group. We have 455,000 of them. We have strategies to go into middle schools and high schools and to convince parents. We actually have a problem in the, the ones that are like 18 to 30, is that the age group, where they're getting them at a much lower rate. And so we're going to change our kind of marketing strategy. A lot of people that are, we're doing great with the older folks. So is the county executive here. They're doing a fantastic job. And then when you're, 40s and 50s, people are pretty good. 20s and 30s is where our weak spot is. People are just like, I don't think I need it. I'm strong and healthy. Let me tell you, we have strong, young, healthy people being hospitalized every day, even with our improving numbers. These variants are still deadly. They're impacting younger people. We have people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s who are going into the hospital, and in some cases going into intensive care. So the people that think they don't need it are wrong. They need to come out and get vaccinated. So we want to encourage not just the younger kids, but those young adults to get out here and get vaccinated. Anybody else? We called the mayor and the police commissioner in to tell us what their crime plan is. We have provided $1.3 billion into Baltimore City for public safety, and I've met with now 4 mayors and 5 or 6 police commissioners in my 6 years as governor. We haven't heard a plan yet from this current group, and I'm anxious to hear what their plans are, but they haven't made any requests of us yet.
What type of resources are available in addition to what has already been provided?
We can give you about a 20-page memo on all the resources that are available and have been available, but I'm not sure what it is that they need other than, implementing and coming up with a plan.
I was just hoping to get the county executive to.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. On the local level, when you're talking with parents of these younger teens and even younger, looking ahead to September, are you seeing and hearing parents who don't want their kids or worried about getting their kids getting this vaccine? What do you say to them?
So here in Howard County, we've been working to address all of the barriers to the vaccine, including hesitancy, transportation, and I'm just so glad that we've been partnering with, for example, our community college, where not only are there traditional community college students, but we have here in Howard County dual enrollment with a lot of our high school students. Our school system, our Board of Education, other institutions such as Lincoln Tech. So we've been working already pretty aggressively for that 18 to 30 group that the governor alluded to, as well as the 16 group. And in fact, just like the governor, we had a meeting this morning talking about hopefully, as we see the FDA potential approval of Pfizer coming very soon, how do we have not just an air game, so to speak, but a ground game to ensure that all of our young people get vaccinated and all of their parents and caregivers feel comfortable with the vaccine. So we are not only having a very intentional marketing campaign, but just helping them understand that we have resources like right here at the mall. When these young people are coming to the mall in Columbia and they're doing their shopping or what have you, it's very convenient to just get their vaccine. And we have many mobile clinics, and we built an infrastructure. We were so successful in our census outreach, and we found that those hard-to-count populations are also often the hard-to-vaccinate populations. And so we are leading the edge with equity and ensuring accessibility, and we're going to continue to evolve as the FDA approval for younger and younger audiences comes online.
Governor, I have one other question. I know you announced that state employees will be paid. Are there any other incentive programs in the works down the road?
Well, we're encouraging incentive programs with our hospitals, with our nursing homes, and with other private sector companies to try to make sure that it's a great thing for companies to be focused on keeping their workers and their customers safe by making sure everybody gets vaccinated. So I think we're going to see some other incentives, but no additional incentives from the state that we're seeing at this point. I know a lot of companies have approached us about various levels of marketing things. You know, we've got, I think, Lito's Pizza wants to give out free pizza. We've got different restaurants that want to give you, hey, show you got a vaccine, you get a free drink, you get a free appetizer, a free dinner or something. All those things can help. If it's those folks that are just saying, yeah, I've been thinking about it, I just haven't gotten around to it, maybe I'll go because, you know, I want to get a beer or a pizza. The confidence in the what? You know, I'll reserve judgment on the police commissioner until after we see the crime plan at our meeting next week. Look, I'm rooting for them to be successful. I have had numerous long, lengthy meetings with the police commissioner when he was hired by the last mayor. We sat down for a couple-hour meeting in my Baltimore office where he presented a crime plan, and we gave him all of our suggestions on why we thought it could see a lot of improvement. They didn't take any of our suggestions, and crime hasn't improved. But we want to work together with them. We're going to continue to provide whatever backup and resources we can. All 5 state agencies are working with them. We've had surge things. We've brought federal, state, and local partners together. We invested tons of money. We pay for most of the operation. But they're just not getting the job done. And I think it's the lack of a coherent crime strategy. And part of that is, as I said, the turnover. And 4 mayors and 5 police commissioners in a 5 or 6 year period is not a great way to have consistency.